Charan Surdhar, and I am an epigeneticist. And what that really means is that I help people express the power in their DNA. And so you might say, well, what does that mean? Well, it just means that we have this innate power within us that's already running our heart, it's running all the organs, it's running all the mechanisms that go on in the body, and it's there. It knows what to do. It has a perfection of its own. But what I really wanted to talk about today was frequencies and why that's so important and how it can help us show up with regards to the power that's in our own DNA. So the story that I wanted to talk about is really about the story of this frog. Now the frog doesn't believe that it's going to be a really good ending to this. And you'll see why. So what happened is that there was a Russian scientist who decided to do some experiments. And what he did was he took some salamander eggs, these teeny weeny little eggs, and he got the frequency of these salamander eggs. Because like I said, everything's energy. So he took this frequency and he played this frequency to some frog eggs. Yeah, these cute little frog eggs. So he took the salamander egg frequency, and he played it or exposed the frog eggs to the salamander frequency. Okay. So this is where it gets really exciting. So when the frog eggs hatched, would you say they were salamanders or eggs? Well, you would expect, sorry, not eggs, frogs. You would expect that they were frogs, correct? Well, guess what? They turned out to be salamanders. Yep. Salamanders. Huge, right? How can the DNA of those frog eggs be changed to produce salamanders? Because of the frequency that they were exposed to. So my point here is that we get exposed to all sorts of frequencies in our life. And even when we are conceived, we receive all these frequencies of our ancestral lineage. So if our parents or ancestors experienced war, famine, drought, it is a frequency that your DNA is listening to. And it is then expressing through in a way that may show up like a health issue or a relationship issue with yourself or with somebody else or your environment. You know, how you feel, whether it's depression, anxiety, phobias, so many things can be impacted by what we inherit. And that can get in the way of how we express the power in our DNA. So what I was inspired to do when I heard this story was to tune into this infinite energy, this infinite, vast energy that is who we are, ultimately. And I wanted to be able to create frequencies that would help people to tune into whether a certain aspect of their beingness or the whole aspect of their beingness. But what do I mean by that? Well, one is I was inspired to begin to create frequencies that if I was to tune into a client and feel their frequency, and it's like this. You have the white light, right? White light is divided into 7 different colors. And you know, you may be a green and I may be a blue color, but we all together make this oneness, this one light. And what I was inspired to do was to tune into the frequency of clients and just feel their frequency, their purity, their expression, their power in their DNA, and allow for that to come through. And that is a frequency that is basically there to help people tune into, when they listen to it, tune into their perfection. And the other thing that I was inspired to do was to create frequencies that were for self-love, for example, or adrenal fatigue, or abundance. So there's so many aspects to us. But what I've done in those frequencies is to allow for people to listen to those so that they can then begin to resonate with that. Because that's all it is, really, is resonance. So that's why I wanted to share the story of the salamander and the egg. And now you can see why the frog wasn't very happy about what was going to happen. Because he was going to become a salamander. But if you feel inspired to connect with my community, which is all about stepping into our power, stepping into this so that we are not victims to our DNA, and we're not victims to the energies and frequencies that we have inherited, because it is possible to move past those and to then be able to express the power in your DNA. So you can do that at my website, which is www.charansurdhar.com. You'll find the link below as well. And, you know, it's not just, it's one by one. Yes, we make such a big difference on the planet, but together, when we can join and be willing to move into this new paradigm shift, we can change the world. We can change so many things when we begin with us, ourselves. And so if you feel inspired, you can go and join there on my website, my community, and you'll get a free gift there as well. But the main message here is that be aware of what you yourself are in your day-to-day life. What is your frequency? Are you coming from a place of why me? Or are you coming from a place of going inside and feeling whatever it is you're feeling, and be able to be authentic about what you're feeling, whether it's anger, whether it's happiness, whether it's sad, whether it's joy, whatever it is. It's about being authentic to what you feel in your heart, because ultimately that's what your DNA is listening to. So thanks for listening.